What's up guys, my name's Chronicles here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about the top 5 weapons in the Destiny 2 beta. Now this is going to be the top 5 weapons of the primary and secondary slots, so the heavies are not included, or I guess the power ammo are not included in this list. This was based on a straw poll that I did on Twitter, so if you guys want to be participating in the next one to tell me which kind of guns you like, because I'm going to continually do these top 5s as the game develops and changes around the different weapons in PvP, so make sure you go over there onto the Twitter and stay tuned for voting for the future ones. And if you do end up liking the video, make sure you leave a like down below so people can discover what kind of weapons are amazing in the Crucible before the beta ends, because obviously when the game fully releases, these guns are not going to be the same. And of course, subscribe if you want to see more top 5s in the future. I love doing top 5s. I love doing interactive straw polls and all that stuff. And without further ado, let's get right into it. Coming in at number 5 in the top 5 Destiny PvP Crucible weapons is the Better Devils. I know that was kind of a mouthful, but this is going to be one of those primary hand cannons. The average hand cannon that will save you a lot of kills in the Crucible. I would highly recommend using this with any kind of combo where you like your secondary weapon and you need a primary weapon but you don't know what it is. This is kind of be one of those weapons. So this is one of those magnums with explosive rounds. It seems like most of them in this game, or this beta, has explosive rounds that really helps get those kills if those guys are trying to escape. Even if you miss your target, it'll hit a wall next to them and end up killing them. Other great things about this weapon is it has pretty much moderate damage, middling stability, middling accuracy, and above average clip size of 12. I would just recommend it. You know, I'm not a Magnum guy myself, but the fact that it has explosive rounds really makes this weapon a lot easier to use, and it kind of flusters the enemy when they see explosion on their screen. It kind of makes it more difficult for them to aim. And finally, this weapon looks cool because it's red. Coming in at number 4 in the top 5 weapons in the Destiny Crucible is going to be the Stalker. Now, this is one of those special auto rifles with a high fire rate and massive clip size of 51 that has been dominating the Crucible, and I found is one of my personal favorites in that auto rifle category. To get this weapon, you have to actually have it spawn in with the Titan. This is one of those Titan-only weapons that spawns in with the Titan. Of course, it can drop on the other characters, but if you want to use it right away, just make a Titan character and it will be in your secondary slot immediately, and I would recommend trying it out. Now, one of the best things about this weapon is the longer it's fired, the more accurate the gun becomes, and because of the fact that it has 51 rounds in a clip, this weapon can actually start to dominate in the mid-range and kind of long-range engagements, but I would say it's more of a close-range to mid-range engage kind of weapon. So if you guys are looking for an SMG replacement, because the SMGs are not that great in this game, I would recommend the Stalker because it has such good fire rate and it has such good clip size. Coming in at number 3 in the top 5 weapons in Destiny Crucible is going to be the Scathelocke auto rifle. Now, I'm pretty sure every character except for the Titan spawns in with this weapon, but again, I could be wrong. But this is one of those middling auto rifles with kind of decent stability, good accuracy, good damage, and kind of middling in almost every single category, including impact and clip size, which I find to be very, very nice for an auto rifle of that caliber. And it's just overall one of the better weapons to start off with. So if you guys haven't played this game before and you're just going to get into it because it just released, I recommend the Scathelocke. It's overall, you can use it at mid-range, a little bit at close range, and a little bit at long range. It's kind of that overall all-around weapon that's easy to use because it's auto rifle and just kind of fun to use. One of its biggest drawbacks is going to be its recoil because it bounces to the top, it goes to the sides, it goes to the other sides. It's kind of weird, and I recommend looking at your perks and trying to increase the stability on this weapon, and of course trying out the different sides if you want it. Coming in at number 2 in the top 5 weapons in the Destiny 2 beta. Now, this one's a bit of a contritious one because it's going to be the Nightshade. Now, a lot of people are going to think, hey, this should be the number 1 weapon. This is the primary pulse rifle that spawns in on the Titan and Warlock. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say that this should be number 1. Again, I will explain why number 1 deserves the number 1 slot, and to me, it seems pretty obvious why it deserves it, but there's a lot of really good benefits about this Nightshade I'm going to be talking about in number 1 and why it's been picked as number 2. So, this pulse rifle is amazing. I'd have to say off the bat, if you guys have it in your inventory and it's your primary weapon, I would try using it. It's fantastic. It does a 4-shot burst. If you're in the Warlock field, it does a 3-shot burst, the one that increases your damage, the little Warlock class ability, and it's fantastic. If you got teammates shooting the other target, you both fire 2 bursts at him, he's dead. You're dead so fast you don't even realize. The enemies will have that point in their mind where they don't even see their shield burst by the time they're already dead. It's one of those amazing pulse rifle weapons where usually if your shield bursts, you go and hide, but you don't usually hide before your shield bursts. With this weapon, you kill them way before they even have a chance to think about that, and that it's just so fantastic in that way. There are different things you can change on this weapon. The sights have different changes, although I personally like the first sight. You can change it around to have more ammo in the clip and all that stuff, and stability and all that stuff, or you can switch it over to another side of things with the over penetration of shields to make it so you can do a little bit more damage to shields, which I thought was pretty cool for a while. But I think the first perk on that second tier is actually the best, and of course the final one where you get more damage after a kill or something is actually really nice for getting double kills and triple kills and holding with your team. Overall, I would say if you're gonna use this weapon, I would recommend either 1v1 gunfights or working with your team, because again, it is surprising how fast this can knock down enemies at the mid and even long range engagements. And finally, I'd just like to mention this weapon's pretty cool because it's kind of purple. Now, coming into the #1 slot in the top 5 Destiny 2 beta weapons. Everybody knows what it's going to be. They haven't seen it on the list yet, but they always see it on the left side whenever they die. It's going to be the Nergal PR4. Now, I made a video about this recently and how I said this gun is amazing, and it actually ended up winning on this straw poll that I did on Twitter, and I would recommend it. Now, this weapon only spawns in on the Warlock as a secondary weapon. Of course, it can drop for the other characters as well, but this one does spawn in guaranteed with the Warlock, so I recommend going in there, trying it out, and really seeing how far it can take you. Now, this is gonna be a pulse rifle that is very, very, very similar to the Nightshade. Now, this is the reason why it's so contentious, is that people think that these items should be switched because of the fact that the Nightshade is a primary weapon and you can use it with a lot of cool secondaries like the Stalker or some of the other hand cannons, or maybe even a scout rifle called the Black Scorpion. But personally, what I like doing is using the Nergal PR4 in my secondary and one of the hand cannons, the Better Devils, in the primary slot to kind of finish off targets that I don't kill with my Nergal. And what I usually do is just use the Nergal all the time anyways, because it's just so fantastic. Now, if you look at the stats between the Nergal and the Nightshade, it seems pretty obvious why this weapon is better, because most of the stats are slightly better than the other gun. It has pretty much the same clip size, and by pretty much I mean exactly the same clip size. It has the same top stat there, which I think is impact, and the other stats is just a little bit better in every single category. If you look closely and you line them up, you'll see that it is in fact pretty much the same gun, just a little bit different. But I think that the fact that it has a lightweight frame, which means you can run faster with it in your hands, and automatic makes it so much better. I personally love the automatic feature. I use it all the time. I don't even pulse anymore because automatic makes it so easier to fire faster than the enemy. So if they have a Nightshade and you have a Nergal, either you're going to tie or win almost every single battle. So overall, I would recommend this gun for a mid-range engagement or long-range engagements. It has decent time at close range because of the fact that it can almost 3-shot burst kill enemies. You can even get like 2 shots in the head with this weapon at close range, and a melee will finish them off. It's fantastic in almost every scenario, but again, I use my primary. I use one of the explosive hand cannons if I need to switch out and flip to something that's more advantageous in that situation. Anyways, that's the video for you guys today. Hope you guys did enjoy the top 5 weapons in the Destiny beta. I hope I got this out soon enough for you guys who just got it in the open beta to try out these weapons and know what's going on and all that stuff. But if you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments down below. And of course, again, if you liked the video and if you made it to the end, hashtag made it to the end, make sure you leave a like down below and subscribe for more Destiny 2 in the future, because I'm going to be doing top 5s of the different PvP weapons throughout the different stages of development. Probably every few months I'm going to be doing a top 5 PvP weapons if there's changes and differences, and of course different categories like heavies and specials and stuff. I'll do all different kinds of fun stuff because I love doing 5s, and it's just so fun to be like, welcome to the video top 5. Anyways, without further ado, I hope you guys did enjoy. My name's been Nightshade, and I'll see you guys over on the next one.